Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and this is episode 313. We're here live in Southwest Florida, waiting and hoping for the sun to rise over the buildings and the trees to the east. And this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. It is about 45 degrees down here this morning and windy. I am pretty chilly. Let's see if I can even last the whole 30 minutes. I'm certainly going to give it the old college try though. If you're joining me live, please say hello and let me know if you're crafting this morning. Hi Lily, hi Mar, hi Sherry, thanks for joining live. Good morning Judy, hi Tanya. If you enjoy my podcast, please consider giving it a thumbs up, clicking the like button. I know YouTube really likes to see that type of interaction. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell notification button. Not only will you be notified when I have new videos, which I should have new videos coming today, but if you click that bell button as well, you will also be notified every time I go live. Good morning, Ruthie, Karen, Joe. I missed a bunch of names because I was talking, so I'm sorry, but thank you for being here. 45 and windy. Damp at the beach is no joke, but it's so pretty. It's so pretty, and I do have my Michigan parka on, so down parka. Nope, I did not release the shrug pattern yet, Sherry. It should be later today or tomorrow. I would like to release at least the first video with the patterns of each one, so it should be later today or tomorrow, certainly by Monday. Hi Dee, hi Alan. Hi Grace. Hi Lisa. Hi Chris. Thanks for joining live. I have a strange story to share with you, and I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, but I think it's important to remind people that it's okay to, anyway, let me just tell the story. So for those of you that don't know, Marlon and I are extremely punctual people. We are so punctual that we're usually early instead of on time, and very thoughtful about other people's time and efforts. And I can't even explain how this happened. I really cannot fully explain it, but we arrived 45 minutes late to an event yesterday where Marlon was kind of the main person. And there were extenuating circumstances, and there's an excuse for it, but at the end of the day, you know, nobody else cares about those excuses. They waited for him for 45 minutes, and it was so humiliating and embarrassing and stressful to both of us. And Marlon was pretty upset with me as well, and I was a little upset with him too, and said, you know, we're two people. We can both take a little responsibility for this. I'll take the brunt of it, but still. And just, it was so humiliating and embarrassing. And when on our way home, Marlon said to me, I'm afraid that my reputation is ruined. And I said, I can understand that as a first reaction, but I told him, I said, you know, your reputation and your character is similar to trust. It's something that is proven consistently over time. I said, every human being makes mistakes, and honestly, most mistakes are when you didn't expect it, because if you knew it was coming, you would have done something to avoid the mistake. I said, as much as we are so mad at ourselves right now, we have to try to and it's funny, I would have probably just beat myself up the whole night over it, and I did, but because he was upset, I took it as an opportunity to remind him, you're human, you make mistakes. And so I thought it was a good opportunity to share that with all of you too, because I'm sure a lot of you are like me, where you make a mistake and you just want to beat yourself up for it to infinity. And because I was dealing with someone else making the same mistake who I love, it was a little easier to be kind and patient with him. So maybe this is an opportunity for us to remember to be more kind and patient with ourselves. And I thought that my analogy was kind of interesting, that I said character and reputation are similar to trust, because we talk about trust a lot, right? You can't, I mean, trust is something that's earned because you, what you do consistently over time is what allows someone to trust you, right? That one we all know. But when he brought up reputation and character, it made me realize those are similar too. You can't tell someone you're a good person, right? You can't. You can't tell someone anything. It's something you prove over time. So I really tried to focus on the fact that we're human and we made a mistake and we won't do it again, sort of thing. But it was absolutely humiliating and embarrassing last night, and it will take a while for us to lick our wounds over it. But what I wanted to tell you is that after yesterday when we were talking about gratitude and our gratitude journals, when I got home last night and had my pep talk with Marlon, which felt half-assed, but still I did the best I could, I went in the shower and just sat on the floor and let the water just pour over my head because I felt so bad, you know? And so I got into bed and it was cold, and I brought this notebook with me to start some notes on things I wanted to do today because I was actually too tired to do any other work besides notes. Just so defeated, you know? And my Create, Share, Inspire notebook was there too. And I thought to myself, you just finished telling people today how to find different ways to feel grateful even when you feel like you can't start. And I gotta tell you, I took my own advice and I sat there and I tried to think of anything random throughout the day that didn't totally suck, or thought was gonna suck and it got better, or surviving something that felt like it was going to be the worst thing in the world. And I wanted to show you. I ended up filling up the whole page because I just got the ball started. So my first, because I was really trying to just get started. So I just finished writing notes for things that I was going to work on today. So my first one is, I'm grateful for all the new and exciting projects I'm working on. And the next one was, I'm grateful Marlon and I survived our humiliating mistake tonight. Yeah. So from there, I got the ball rolling and it kept going. So I just wanted to use that as an example that even on a day when you think, and then from there, I was able to find other things more positive. So I think it was just getting the ball rolling. Oh, exactly, Sunshine. I told him, I said, this isn't the only time you're going to make a mistake and humiliate yourself either. Unfortunately, this kind of stuff happens. I mean, it happens. But when you have good character and good reputation, it is because you make an effort to not let this stuff happen very often. So, I hope it was a learning experience. I hope that I made some positive impact on him last night. But gosh darn, it was something. Anyway, so I know that's a little off topic, but I feel like it did tie in a little bit with what we were talking about yesterday. So even if I have to share something that I'm humiliated about, I figured it was a good example for anybody else who might feel like they're not ready to get started because of things that they're not happy about either. So there we go. Gosh darn, it's cold. Here comes the wind again. Does anybody have any questions? Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Sunshine. Good morning, Edna. Yeah, Brenda, I'm hoping it's a good lesson for the future. I hope so, too. Thanks, Sherry. But, man, we both thought we were going to throw up at some point last night. Anyway, let's see if there's... Thank you, Melissa. Thanks, Edna. I changed my lipstick. I'm using a fuchsia liner and a nude lipstick, and it's blending them is turning out more mauve, which is just felt like changing things up. So, and I wore, and I've got black. I smudged some black eyeliner for a very, very subtle smoky eye this morning. So I've changed things up a little bit in the colors. Oh, thanks, Sherry. Yeah, you know, it's some days are easier than others, so I thought this was a good example of showing when you don't even want to get started, how to just try to find something. You just have to find something to be grateful for in order to get started. And for those of you who are really good at gratitude, it may seem very simplistic, but I know not everybody is, so it's always a good example to show how you overcome obstacles. Thanks, Sherry. Oh, that's a good point, Marianne. Yeah, it's really hard not to beat yourself up when you make mistakes, though. I know it is for me. I know it is for me. See if anybody else has any questions before we move on. Oh, that's cool. Someone does a 3-hour video on what to be grateful for. That's cool. Yeah, sunshine it is, but you know, what are you gonna do? Thanks, Barbara. Thanks for all the support, everybody. How cold does it get in? Oh, Burr, Alan's in Alaska and it's -5 the past week. We're just about at the coldest it gets here in South Florida. It gets colder in northern Florida, but here in South Florida, we rarely hit 32 degrees. We'll get some frost, but we rarely hit the freeze this far south. In fact, I don't think we've hit 32 in a low in a couple of years, but we will get into the mid to high 30s for a low. Right now, the low is 45, so we're pretty close to that. Sometime in the next month, we'll probably hit in the 30s, but by the end of February, we'll be back warming up again. And we have, you know, variations throughout this month, but it can go in the 30s and 40s for lows here. But that's it. That's it here. And then we go back to hot tropics. Donna just discovered Portuguese knitting and is loving it. Wonderful. Judy's daughter just started a gratitude book with her 4-year-old daughter. What a great way to start a good habit for her daughter. Yes, Lily, the waves sound really nice today. Some of them are already in the sunshine over here. The birds found the sun. Look at those smart birds. They're like, we're cold. We're going to find the spot of sun. Those smart cuties. All right, so here's the beach to the south of us. You see there's only a couple of people, one metal detector guy, a couple people bundled up and walking. The sun's starting to come up now. Woo, this doesn't want to turn today. This poor tripod is definitely on its last leg. Here's the beach to the north of us. A couple people bundled up and walking, but certainly not many. And back to our beautiful view. What version of knitting do I do? I think they call me a thrower. I don't knit continental. I hold, I think it's called a thrower. What's the proper name for the person for that? Is it English style? I can't remember. Yeah, oh, I didn't even think about the pun. Yeah, my tripod's on its last leg. It's on its last 2 legs. One leg is broken, and now the top part's getting funky too. English, yeah, I think it's called English, but the slang one is called thrower. It's how I learned how to knit, and I've tried continental a few times, but I'm not interested in the slowing down time to learn it. If I felt like it, I could certainly learn it or any other style, but I actually really enjoy the way I knit, and I figure if I enjoy the way I knit, I don't really care if people think that I don't knit properly. I know that there's a big rift between continental and English style, just like there's rifts between knitting and crochet, and I just don't get into it. You know how I feel about that. I feel like there's no wrong way to be creative or crafty, and if someone tells me there is, then I just kind of walk away. How long have I been knitting? I have been knitting about 2 weeks less than I've been crocheting. I taught myself to knit and crochet when I was pregnant with my son, who's now 16, so I guess it's been about 17 years. And taught myself to crochet, and within a week or two, I said, okay, well, now let's knit too, because I figured you need to do both. Don't know why, but that's what I decided. And so I taught myself to knit right after, as I was still learning how to crochet. So I was kind of rough at both of them for a while, but enjoyed it so much. And it was such a therapeutic way for me to cope with being pregnant and living overseas and realizing that my marriage wasn't going to work out. So it was a very stressful time, and learning how to knit and crochet really kept me focused on something to keep me calm while I was pregnant. Yeah, some people only knit, some people only crochet, some people do both, some people do 100 different crafts, some people like only one craft, and there's no wrong way to be creative. Whatever you enjoy is just fine. Don't ever feel pressure to do something more than you want to do. Never. Never. When you want to do something new, you'll know. Your heart will speak to you and say, I've got to learn that. And in the meantime, don't let anyone ever pressure you to think that you're less of a crafter or less of an artist or less creative because you don't do what they do. Please remember that. Okay, there's a side conversation going on. I missed it, so that's okay. Try to keep up on the comments as best as I can. All right, so I have one little bit, a couple little bits, I guess, left to do on the Be So Fine version of my patterns coming out soon. Lily started doing something when she was pregnant too, I think she said. Oh, you know what, but I've got to concentrate on this. Not likely that I'm going to get the first row started on a sleeve while talking. I'll try though. Last videos. Oh, Sunshine, thank you. Yeah, if anybody feels like they want to click the like button, it'd be greatly appreciated. Yes, we definitely have more viewers than likers, but you know, the reason I really don't often ask people to do it because I don't like to tell people what to do. But if you feel so inclined, be greatly appreciated. Hi Anna, thanks for joining live. Oh no, that's what I wanted to do. 1, 2, okay, it's 2 double crochets, chain 1. See, I told you I was going to have problems trying to talk and crochet. Let's see if I can get this. Talk about adding a challenge, right? Yeah, try to design something as you go while talking. Okay, good luck with that. Maybe I can do it. So when I get back to my office this morning, most likely I will be going to make some videos on the first steps for doing both the knit and crochet pattern that will be released later today, so that when I release the patterns, you'll also have the videos. And then tomorrow, as long as it gets released today, tomorrow I will show them on camera wherever we do the podcast. I will try both of them on and talk about the similarities and the differences. Hi Leanne, thanks for joining live. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry says she always hits the like button. Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you see my yarn? Am I doing this high enough? Oh, you can see the lace shadow on my jacket. That's cool too. I have a new series of videos I'm going to start soon too, and I'm so excited about it, but have to talk to you about it once they get started. Oh, I think I'm moving. I think I'm making progress here. Yay! I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do in this section, so aw, someone else said they hit the like button first before they do anything else. That's so nice. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Okay, you can see the yarn. Good. I feel like I'd be a big old tease if I told you I was crocheting or knitting and then did it off camera, right? That wouldn't be right. I was starting to work on some beaded jewelry designs last night, And I gotta tell you, I brought out that magnifying lamp that I showed you guys in my studio the other day, and man, did that make a difference. You talk about making something that's difficult to do in the evening fun. Anytime I have to knit or crochet in the evening, that lamp is just, I think it's a game changer. Lisa, no, I don't remember how many balls for the different sizes right now off the top of my head, Lisa. Sorry. They're both patterns are sized in 5 different sizes, so I know that the number of balls varies per size. And the Be So Fine version I'm not finished with yet, so I don't know that one either. Obviously this one will be less balls because there's 650 yards per ball of this yarn versus the Be So Tender yarn, which is 140 yards per ball. But as soon as I'm done, I will have all of that information for you. Well, I have black beads. I'm trying to think if I have black beads right now. I don't recall if I have solid black beads. I did a lot of stuff with that, you know, the sparkly finishes on them, things that have like that iridescent glow. I didn't do anything solid. I wanted things that were super sparkly. It doesn't mean I won't have something else down the road, but pretty sure everything has a sparkly like AB or fire polish finish to it, which means there aren't any like solid colors. I don't know, got a bunch coming though. Hi Anne from Ireland, thanks for joining live. All right, we're on to the second round. This should be smooth sailing now. I can't see the name, but someone said a pattern calls for a 5mm needle or hook, and she got gauge with the smaller one. That is perfectly fine. Like I said the other day, the suggested needle size that's listed on a pattern is really just a suggestion. How you achieve gauge is personal between the yarn and the and your tension, so it does not matter what size needle or hook you used. It matters if you achieve gauge. That's it. And it matters if you achieve gauge with a block swatch, because if you're making a garment that you're going to wear and launder, how it reacts to water is very important. There we go. Second round is done. And third round. Someone wants to know about the lamp. They don't have the link. Okay, I'll post it in the video description here. And if you go to my website, there is a review on the lamp in my blog. And if you go to on my Amazon, I have an Instagram page on my website where I keep a lot of important links. If you go to kristinomdahl.com/Instagram, it's the landing page for anybody who comes to my website from Instagram. And if you scroll to the bottom of that page, the link to the lamp shop is there as well. But later today, I'm going to post it in the in the automatic feed of the video descriptions here, because they're considered a sponsor of my brand now. So I'm going to put it in the bottom where I show my other sponsors. Do I have a new yarn out? Depends on how new you mean. I have lots of new yarn. Depends on the last time you bought yarn. What would be the last yarn you're familiar with, Alan? And definitely have more than 10 yarns available. And if you can't find the link still, please just feel welcome to email me or leave a comment on the video, when this goes to recording, and I'd be more than happy to give you the link then too. So don't worry if you can't find it, just ask me directly and I will share it with you, okay? As many of you already know, I reply to all of the questions and comments in the recorded version of the podcast throughout the day. So anytime you need some help, I can definitely get you pointed in the right direction. Let's see, is there another one? Oh, yep, end of the round. All right, I'm having trouble seeing it now though. I used to have an Light. I prefer the Bright Tech one that I'm using now. This isn't right. I gotta redo this. It's too hard to do this out in the wild this morning. Designing is not the thing to do when you're not when you're out in the wild. You have to have. I find that I have to have things established before getting here. I didn't do that right. I gotta concentrate a little more on it. That's okay. It is a nice view. Well, we are almost out of time, so let's take this last minute here to look out on this amazing view, soak in the colors, the sounds of the waves, and set our intention for the day. Thanks so much, everyone, for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow.